Welcome to Season 2, Episode 22 of the Cohesive Home Podcast.
So today, Melissa and I are going to chat about everyone's favorite topic. It's not religion or politics, but we are going to talk about money.
What? You don't want to talk about the Electoral College? Come on.
No, not at all.
No, but really, truly, money, it is a tough topic. And it's something that you and I actually, as friends, we really do talk about it, quite a bit together on the phone late at night. Just kidding. Sounds funny.
Right.
But no, we do.
True story.
We do. We talk about it quite a bit in our family's journey with that. Just because we're on that same journey. Our financial situation is kind of the same. So some of you listening to this podcast may be in a totally different place in your life, and so maybe some of this, it won't apply to you. However, I really do feel that most of you listening will probably be able to relate to some extent with just wanting to be better with your finances. And that's no matter how much or how little you make. So, Kate, do you want to give just a little background on what your financial journey has been lately?
Yeah, absolutely. So really short backstory. Many of you know that my family and I moved from Oklahoma City to northern Indiana, and we bought a little house that was very affordable for us, definitely below our means. And that has all been part of a bigger picture of trying to just change our work situations, to move from jobs that we really don't love to doing something that we actually are very passionate about. And so some of the things that are on the horizon right now that are influencing our finances are that, one, I'm pregnant.
Woo!
Yeah. I realize I have not said that in a podcast, but
Yay!
yeah,
So
I am. I don't
Kate
know,
is
21 weeks? Yeah, I am with child. And so if you've had children, you know that's a huge deal, right? That can be a financial hit or whatever. Either way, it's a blessing. And then my husband is leaving full-time hospital work to do home health. He's in the medical profession, and he's going to be working something closer to part-time. And so that's going to be a drop in our income, but it's also just
more time with him too.
We need it. Yeah, we value that as a family. I'd rather have less money, at least in this stage of life that we're in, than to just never see him.
Yes.
So that's something we're prioritizing.
Right. And that's different for everybody, obviously. But yeah. But you're also paying stuff off though, right?
Yeah. We've been paying down some old debts and just living on our budget every single month and not overspending. And that's hard. To be honest, it's hard, and that's a big deal for us. So we do not use credit cards anymore. And, Melissa and her family actually really inspired us to, live on a cash-only basis. They had, kind of taken similar steps before us. And so, Melissa, why don't you kind of fill everyone in on what that process has been like for you?
So, right, we made that big move. And while we were out of the States, we were able to pay off all of our credit card debt. And that was really our goal, in one of the main goals in doing that. Other than improving my husband's job situation and all of that stuff, we really wanted to pay off our debt because we had our credit card debt, because we were just living in this cycle of using it and then paying it and using it and then paying it. And we are tired of that.
It's a bad cycle.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's one you can easily get into. easily. And so we were definitely in that. And while we were gone, we were able to pay that off with some bonuses and things like that. It was a huge blessing. But so we did that, and we came home. We just made the decision to not use those anymore. So one of the reasons is living within your means. I mean, that has been we kind of had a clean slate going into it, and being able to make the choices that we've made has been really nice. One of those reasons is, we're looking into buying a house now. So that will be
Woo-woo.
hopefully.
That's so exciting.
I'm so excited.
So happy
yeah,
for
we're
you.
finally able to do that, because with my husband switching a status, like work status, we had to wait a bit. And so we've been renting, which is fine. I know a lot of people on Instagram even have told me that they prefer to rent because maybe in their area they can get cheaper rent than they would if they were to buy. And that's awesome. Or they can be in a better neighborhood, right? If they were to rent in some place they couldn't buy at. So anyway, it's different for everyone. For us, we live in a very expensive college town and renting is ridiculous. So it's something we're really looking forward to is buying some property. We have, what else? I mean, we have goals of traveling. We miss it. We miss travel, international travel, and that is not cheap. So trying things now. It's weird to say this, but it's taken me, like a year and a half to kind of get back into in the swing of things, of trying to figure out our finances.
Right.
And so now I feel like, thanks to Kate, I'm so grateful for your friendship. I am, because you and then one other friend have just really kind of encouraged us to try out the cash envelope system. So that is what we are currently doing. I am definitely not perfect at it. I am not a Dave Ramsey follower by any means. I think he's great. But it is keeping me within a budget, which is good to some extent.
That's huge. That's huge.
Working on it. But that is one way that we are definitely keeping on track to reach those goals of buying a house, traveling, all those things. So
yeah, absolutely. And I know, Melissa, you and I have talked about this before, about how we specifically budget each month. And I was so amazed and quite honestly impressed because you do it all on paper, right?
Yeah. I have I should Instagram a picture of that. But yeah, I have just this binder, 3-ring binder, and I write out I'll go pay my bills and do all of that online, because I have most of those set up for auto pay. And then I'll go through each pay period and I'll deduct my bills on paper, and then I'll go through my receipts or whatever on my online banking. So I do that. I could be better at it, but yes, I do all of my budgeting and stuff on paper. I don't know. I just love doing that. I've tried it on an Excel spreadsheet before, and I'm just always messing it up. I just can't do it. So
I get sweaty and nervous when I try to use an Excel worksheet. It does not jive with my personality.
Where did that cell go? It disappeared.
And I'm I don't know. What's the formula? I can't handle this.
I put an equal sign and not a plus sign, and I didn't have the proper quotation marks. I don't know.
And then I just walk away. Yep. But we used to use paper, and I would just lose it. So I use a program called EveryDollar.
Yeah.
And it's through Dave Ramsey. It's free. I think they have a premium model where you can input your bank information, but I really like to do it all manually. So I will pull up my bank account online, and then I just enter each transaction, and it definitely forces me to think about what I'm spending.
Yeah.
And to kind of be present with that whole process with my money. But that has been a really huge help, and I have been a digital budget keeper for probably, I would say most of our marriage, 7 or 8 years.
Wow. I've tried Mint. I've tried that every dollar.
Yeah, I didn't like
Oh
mint.
man,
Yeah.
I've tried two or three, and I can't. Or the Excel. I've tried the Excel spreadsheet. I've tried like so maybe four. I just cannot. I can't like. I don't like there's not enough freedom for me. Like with when I write it down, I can do get my calculator out and I do all my stuff.
A little eraser and
Yeah,
pencil.
pretend I'm good at math. And so I I do that, and I don't know, I just like it. And also with this cash envelope system, what I love is I pay my bills, I see how much money I have left, and I withdraw it. And then now I will say, I think maybe you asked me this was about like Amazon purchases or gas. So we actually have a separate account that I like just move our gas money over to. And then we just use that card I just opened up a second card.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so smart. Because that's the thing is like, I don't want to use cash for gas because I'm lazy and I'm not going to unbuckle my kids
No,
each time, right? To go walk inside.
Exactly. That was my thinking. So yeah, I just went into my bank, opened up a second account, which they love. Like, yes, please open up another account.
Of course.
And so I got a card for it. And for Brandon and I both have one. And yeah, we just
use that for gas
and
only.
And I have online banking on my phone or whatever. So I can just always, I can always check the balance or whatever if I need to, but I know how much is in there. I know that that's our gas money. And then for Amazon purchases, I think, we just started this last month. So, but I think last month what I did was I just left like, I don't know, so much money in there. It's like for, accidentals,
Right.
So kind of a cushion. And also like if we want to order something from Amazon or whatever. So.
Yeah. Well, and I think, just figuring out a system and then being a little bit flexible with it and just continuing to fine tune it is a really good way to go about your finances.
Yes, exactly. It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. Yeah. There you go. But so, how has that been for you and Brandon with figuring out your goals and then having a cohesive financial plan? I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
It's such a good word.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think, okay, and I know everyone's different, but like for you and I, we do the finances. The wives, we are doing the finances. In some households, it's the husbands. I know with my parents, my mom's always said they go back and forth. So like for a couple years, my dad will do it, and a couple years, my mom will do it.
Really?
Yeah, it's always been like that.
That is weird. Yeah.
But my dad has been the one to do it most of my life. I've always just seen my dad paying bills. So it is odd that I'm the one that's, doing these things, but I'm the one that has the time for it, and I'm the one that spends most of the money. So it's working out for us.
True story. Yeah.
For Brandon and I think we need to probably definitely touch on the fact that with your finances, you need to be in communication with your spouse, your significant other, whatever. You just need to be in communication, because I know Brandon will get frustrated if he doesn't know what's going on. It's like, where's our money going? Like, do we have enough in savings? And so it took me some time to be open with him about that, because I would get embarrassed, like if something didn't go right, or if I messed something up, or I didn't have enough in savings that month, or something like that, or if I didn't put any in savings. But I had to realize it had nothing to do with me. It's our life, and it's the decisions we're making and the choices we're making to the places we're spending our money. So, it's been good, especially with the cash system, because now he can see it. He can see that money and go, oh, we don't have any wine money left for the month, so I can't go get more wine.
So we're going to have some boring Friday nights.
We need to start making moonshine. So anyway.
Okay, and that goes with our Zero Waste podcast, right?
Yes.
You could start. You could make mead or something.
I was just about to say that. I'm like, I can make mead. Yes.
Yes.
Hey kids, go stomp on some grapes. I'm just kidding.
Family project.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to our last podcast, you definitely need to listen to it about the zero waste. we got into that conversation.
For sure. But Melissa, I think that is so great that you mentioned, whatever your view is on your finances, if you have a partner, you need to be in alignment. You need to both be in agreement. You need to have a game plan for how you're going to use your money. What are your long-term plans for your money? Because it can, especially if you have little kids, it's easy to just get in this day-to-day cycle and miss the big picture.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I completely agree. Yeah. And then you get caught up with, all of the things your kids are doing, and yeah, it adds up, and then you lose track. And so, yeah, if you're
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap up this podcast, Melissa, do you want to share one of your favorite tips for finances?
We've been talking about small things like cash envelopes and all that stuff. But there sometimes, to really, really make a difference in your finances, you have to make big changes. So for us, we actually downsized from a Tahoe to a Fiat.
That is a big change.
It was awesome. We're like, look at her, and it's yellow. So we're like, look at our yellow
cute
clown car. We love it. Oh, it is such a fun car to drive. But and the people, how do you fit your family of 5 in that? I'm like, well, most days one of the girls are sitting up front, and then we'll have the 2 kids in the back. Well, then when Brandon's in the car, the kids just sit in the back. It's not a big deal. It fit 3 of them very easily.
Yeah.
So at this age, right?
Yeah, I think that is such a good suggestion. It's one of those things that you can make lots of little cuts, and those all add up. But sometimes you have to make a big lifestyle change. Like for us, we were willing to have a much smaller house so that we could have a smaller payment.
Yes.
That was important to
Exactly.
us. Not everyone is going to want to do that, but that made sense to our family.
And I'll be honest, our payment for our car is the same as the Tahoe because it was a newer car. It is nicer. It is running better. My dog is scratching herself right now, so sorry if you can hear that. But what it
Maple.
did was it allowed us to have a little more freedom with gas and maintenance and all of those things. So there's little things like that add up, and then big things also add up. So yeah, that's probably my one tip would be just look at your finances and say, is there something even drastic that we could do to, make a change? So, yeah. How about you? You got a tip?
Ooh, I would say the biggest change we've made has been the way that we approach grocery shopping. And I would say, we love good food. We believe that eating healthy quality food is like medicine for your body. Like we want to keep our bodies in good running shape and just eat healthy. But my tip is to not be a food snob and to keep your options open. I have been able to cut our grocery budget, honestly, probably by about 40%.
Wow.
From 2 years ago. Yeah, just by making little changes over time, shopping at different stores, like looking for bargains. I'm not a couponer, but just being more flexible with the foods that I make and feed my family. As long as they're still within the realm of what we consider healthy, I'm good with it.
Yeah. Yeah. We might need to do another podcast on what our favorite meals are and what a weekly meal, simple meals look like. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be great. I would love to do that. So yeah, just, like I said, keep your options open when it comes to your grocery shopping.
Definitely. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for joining us today. I know this is sort of a subject that might make some people a little uncomfortable, but we just wanted to share our journey, a little bit of our journey. We didn't talk specifics, but this is something that Kate and I really do talk about a lot off podcast. Yeah. So So thank you for listening. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast, because that definitely helps our ratings. And also sign up for updates on our website, cohesivehome.com. We'll see you next time.